Right now, even with some morning rain, it's looking like a nice finish to the holiday weekend with lower temperatures and less humidity. Gary has the details coming up. For the second time in as many days, Southern California is shaken by an earthquake overnight. We have the latest on the reaction from residents and what's next.
We're just feeling really small and helpless about what's going on at the border.
Plus, how a Madison bookstore is trying to make a difference during the ongoing dispute over immigration and conditions at the border.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning and thanks for starting your day with us here at News 3 Now. It's Saturday, July 6th. I'm Amy Reed with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolzi. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, we had some showers and thunderstorms roll past the station in the last hour or so, but the good news is they're moving through pretty quickly. You can see the live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. Some blue sky is starting to show up amongst the clouds. As we check out the radar right now, we're seeing some showers and thunderstorms basically through the eastern portion of Dane County down into Rock County. Looks like a stronger thunderstorm cell just southwest of Janesville. Another one up in the southern portion of Sauk County. Everything moving off toward the east at about 30 miles per hour pretty rapidly. The storms over Sauk County have been lingering there for a little while longer, so flood advisory is in effect until 8:30 a.m. for the northern portion of Sauk County. Here in Madison, the temperatures dropped off to 69 degrees as the rain has moved through. Temperatures are already back in the 70s to the west where the sun is starting to shine. Over the next 12 hours, look for those temperatures to gradually climb. We'll be up to the lower 80s by late afternoon. However, the humidity levels will be dropping and it'll feel much more comfortable. As far as first alert traffic is concerned, the middle of a holiday weekend, not looking for any problems right now. The Beltline just wet, but very little in the way of traffic still at Verona Road and the Beltline. Beltline, no problems in either direction through the entire length. Interstates in and out of Madison in good shape. Traffic, of course, will pick up tomorrow. And be aware that if you do get caught underneath a heavier thunderstorm, you might have to slow down for a little bit. But that's your News 3 Now First Alert Traffic.
Now's the time to drive.
Right.
Thank you, Gary. Well, we start this morning with breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight as Madison police investigate a shooting on the city's north side. They say it happened just before midnight in the area of Packers Avenue and Warbler Lane. One person was shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the incident was isolated and there's no additional danger to the public. Anyone with information is asked to call police or the Madison area Crime Stoppers. Also breaking overnight, a major 7.1 magnitude earthquake is once again leaving Southern California shaken. It's the second in 2 days to be centered in the same area. Tom Foti has the latest on what we know.
Oh my God.
Splashing pools and swinging chandeliers as a powerful earthquake jolted Southern California Friday night.
And all of a sudden, like, something started shaking and we're like looking around and all of a sudden everyone's like, whoa.
The 7.1 magnitude quake was centered near Ridgecrest, the same location as Thursday's Temblor. About 3,000 residents are without power. Crews responded to house fires.
We all started crying because we were scared, and then my brother was still in his room and he was like, something's burning in her room, and then we all just got backed away from the house, and then it just all lit up.
Friday night's earthquake was 10 times stronger than the one on the 4th of July, and damage is more significant near the epicenter.
My expectation is that Ridgecrest is having a pretty difficult time tonight.
A rock slide forced a highway closure near Bakersfield. Employees at a casino in Coachella Valley sprinted for cover in a restaurant. And the shaking could be felt as far away as Las Vegas, where a Pelicans and Knicks game had to be postponed.
And they're going to stop the game here.
Experts say given the size of the fault, there will likely be more shaking.
The expectation is we're going to have aftershocks tonight. It's going to continue on.
Crews will spend the day working to get a full assessment of the damage. Tom Foti, CBS News.
Chicago police say they've arrested dozens of people in connection to a stabbing at Navy Pier on the 4th of July. 31 minors and 5 adults were arrested as part of the altercation that left more than a dozen people injured. 3 people were stabbed, a 14-year-old boy, a 15-year-old boy, and a 30-year-old man. A 16-year-old boy was also injured by an overturned table. Other people were trampled in a stampede that followed the stabbings. Despite earlier reports, police say nobody was shot and nobody was killed. In Washington, lawyers for the Department of Justice say the Trump administration is going to continue exploring its options for adding a citizenship question to the 2020 census. As of now, the census will be printed without the citizenship question after the Supreme Court issued a ruling last week blocking it from the questionnaire. But President Trump says he's considering his options after that ruling, which could include an executive order or an addendum that would add the question at a later date. The Supreme Court's ruling would require the administration to provide a new reason for the addition of the question. Immigrant rights groups argue the question is discriminatory and may lead to an inaccurate population count if people are scared to fill out the census. Meanwhile, the president says his administration will soon begin deporting thousands of undocumented people living in 10 major cities after delaying the action last month. The announcement comes amid escalating tensions over the treatment of migrants detained at the border. Customs and Border Protection says it's launched an internal investigation into social media posts allegedly by CBP employees mocking migrant deaths and bashing Democrats. The president is blaming the overcrowding at facilities on congressional Democrats and wants lawmakers to deliver a comprehensive border security plan. The crisis at the border continues to be a hot-button issue, but a local bookstore says it's taking matters into its own hands. All weekend long, 10% of a room of one's own book sales is being donated to an organization called Raíces. It's based in Texas, and they do legal work for those who are detained at the border. This started as a small effort by this one bookstore to last just one day, but based on the amount of support they've gotten across the nation, they've extended it to last throughout the weekend. Right now, they have 114 bookstores teaming up with their efforts nationwide to donate a percentage of their sales this weekend to the cause.
We're going to be raising a lot of money. You know, like our goal right now is between $50,000 and $75,000, and we think we're confident that we're going to reach that. And we're floored. We didn't think that this was not something we thought was possible.
As of this morning, they've raised more than $18,000. If you would like to donate without buying a book, you can also do that. We'll have a link to their website on ours, channel3000.com. The Milwaukee man accused of killing his son over a piece of cheesecake is being denied a lower bond. Travis Stackhouse is accused of beating his 5-year-old son to death after getting upset about the boy eating his Father's Day cheesecake. He initially told police the boy fell down the stairs. Stackhouse said he wanted his $100,000 bond reduced so he could attend his son's funeral. That request was denied yesterday.
I think it goes without saying that the allegations in this complaint are horrendous. There's a part of me right now that wants to drop a tear, I'm not gonna lie.
The court commissioner says the bottom line is he can't make decisions based on Stackhouse's desire to attend the funeral and instead had to consider the alleged crime and protection of the community. Police in Fort Atkinson say a man jumped into the Rock River while trying to escape arrest. It happened yesterday around noon. Investigators say officers were chasing after a suspect wanted on a warrant when the man tried to get away. The suspect didn't get very far after jumping into the water and had to be rescued by first responders. He wasn't injured, but was taken to jail. New this morning, a Madison man is in jail this morning facing charges for his 10th OWI. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says 58-year-old Mark Gilman drove a 2018 Indian motorcycle into a lawn in Blooming Grove and spun out at about 9:30 last night. Deputies took him to the hospital for a blood draw and then arrested him on tentative charges of OWI, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and parole violation. Mercy Health says some of its patients' personal information may have been accessed in a security breach. According to the Janesville Gazette, patients' birthdays, names, and social security numbers in the form of insurance ID numbers may have been accessed. The email security breach reportedly happened last fall and was discovered in December. The breach was discovered by a company that had the patient's information for billing purposes. Mercy Health says so far it does not appear any patient information has been misused. Wisconsin insurance officials will consider a proposal to lower insurance rates for workers' compensation. The Wisconsin Compensation Rating Bureau has proposed an almost 9% decrease, continuing a 3-year trend in falling premiums. The new rates could go into effect October 1st. Some employers say a small decline in reported injuries and illnesses has helped bring the rates down. Well, many of us use social media to share photos of ourselves and other loved ones, but there's one page in particular that has families in southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois concerned about what's being shared. Adam Duxter has more on why police say there's nothing they can do about it.
Just days ago, Candace Rivera was scrolling through her Facebook page when she saw something out of the ordinary.
It was kind of like what the heck, what's going on? Why does this person have photos of me and my family?
Photos of her children shared online, not by someone she knew, but on a page called Don't Make Kid Pics Public. I spoke with Rivera over Skype tonight about what her immediate reaction was to seeing the photos.
I commented on it and I said something like, what's this? You're sick, stop. Because I noticed kind of like what he was doing with the rest of his photos.
But it wasn't just photos of Rivera's children, it was hundreds of photos of children shared onto this one page. When Rivera made her feelings known to the page's owner, they went one step further.
They stole over 100 of my other photos of my family and my kids and other photos of me.
Rivera's frustration shared by many other parents on the state line. Beloit police say parents tagged them in several of the posts asking them to do something, but they say there's nothing they can do.
If people have pictures on Facebook, Facebook's a social media platform designed for photos to be shared. Unfortunately for parents who want police action, a page like this isn't in of itself illegal.
And while some people already have their thoughts as to why the page's owner is sharing these photos, I messaged them and asked them to explain why. They decided they didn't want to talk with me. Creepy, unsettling, but not illegal. Still, Rivera says she wants to see something done.
I understand it's open to the public, but it doesn't give the right for someone to steal your family or your children's photos.
Police say for now, the best thing you can do is to make sure photos are only visible to your Facebook friends.
I'd encourage people to check their privacy settings.
Police say it's unclear where the person running the page lives. Well, in sports, the Brewers finally snapped one of their longest scoreless streaks of the season and narrowly avoided another frustrating loss last night. Jesus Aguilar got the Brewers on the board first and then added to the Brewers' lead in the 8th inning with a home run. The Brewers took a 6-1 lead into the 9th inning, but weren't able to hold on to that lead, taking the game to extras. In the 10th, Lorenzo Cain drove in the go-ahead run to give the Brewers another lead. This time, they held on, 7-6 win. The Cubs had the day off, meaning the Brewers now lead the NL Central by a game and a half. And in other news breaking overnight in the sports world, NBA Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard is leaving the Toronto Raptors. He's signing with the Los Angeles Clippers. The contract is reportedly worth $142 million over 4 years. Leonard led the Raptors to their first ever NBA championship this summer. He won't be the only star heading to LA. In another move, the Clippers are also trading multiple draft picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder for their all-star, Paul George. It is 8:11 now on this Saturday morning. You're taking a live look on the west side of Madison after storms rolled through earlier this morning. Gary has your full farmers market forecast just ahead.
Well, the rain has ended in the News 3 Now backyard, but you can tell the humidity levels has already started to drop. It feels a little less humid than it did a couple of hours ago. High-resolution Doppler shows some heavier thunderstorm cells in the southern portion of Rock County. Another one just to the north of Madison north of Columbus in the eastern portion of Columbia County. Everything is moving off toward the east. The area of the rain starting to diminish a little bit, although some of it's still hanging back over parts of Sauk County, where a flood advisory remains in effect for northern Sauk County until 8:30 a.m. But on Doppler tracking, you can see nothing really across Minnesota and Iowa. So once this rain moves out by late morning, most of the afternoon should be dry, and we should be looking at some sunshine and warmer temperatures. We've cooled off to 69 as the rain has come through the Madison area. Temperatures are still in the lower 70s out to the west. Dew point temperatures here in Madison. A couple of hours ago, we were at 71. We've dropped to 65. It's 62 in La Crosse and 60 in Eau Claire. So that's the drier air starting to work its way southward. Winds are pretty light, but they are shifting to a more northerly direction. That will also help to bring in the dry air. Time-lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam shows the thunderstorms coming in this morning. You can see an impressive roll cloud as that storm raced right through, but you can see how quickly it moved through. Skies are actually starting to clear a little bit across the Madison area. Live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. A little sunshine mixed in with the clouds. And as we check out our current conditions, right now it's 69. Still some rain being reported at the airport. Winds out of the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. And again, that dew point temperature has dropped to 65 as the air begins to dry out. So look for shower and thunderstorm chances this morning. Temperatures will get back to around 75 by lunchtime. This afternoon, partly sunny and warm, but less humid with a high temperature of 81. For tonight, look for skies to become mostly clear. Low temperature will drop off to 57. And then for tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 80 degrees with mostly sunny skies. A pretty nice day overall. Future track, the rain moves out. You can see the skies clear out for this afternoon. Highs in the lower 80s. Mostly clear skies for tonight with low temperatures in the upper 50s. And for tomorrow, look for high temperatures to be around 80 degrees, again with mostly sunny skies. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures in the 80s next week. Humidity levels low to start the week. Some thunderstorms with a little more moisture late Tuesday into Wednesday. The drop in the humidity for Thursday and Friday, and then more heat and humidity building for next weekend. Highs mid to upper 80s with just a slight chance for thunderstorms at that time. But the rest of the week, once we get the rain out of here, Amy, it looks like a pretty nice rest of the weekend.
You're making my day, Gary. Thank you.
Sure.
Well, the water is looking healthy for a lot of beaches around town, but that can change quickly. Anytime the weather is hot and the water is stagnant, it helps blue-green algae bloom. Right now, the lakes have benefited from some recent rainstorms, which shakes up the water. But overall, the rain we've gotten this year has flushed a lot of organic material into the lake, which produces phosphorus, and that produces cyanobacteria. And it's a team effort to make sure that we keep that phosphorus to a minimum.
So what's going on right now is that we know we need to do more. So the city, the county, the state, and the Clean Lakes Alliance are all coming together to update our efforts. But we're really hoping is that people do individual actions at their home, like rain barrel, rain gardens, and especially getting those yard clippings and leaves out of the curb and gutter, because everything that goes on the land, it ends up in the lakes eventually, especially with these rain events.
As of this morning, Esther Beach, Tenney Beach, and the Hudson Park Lake Access Point are closed due to algae blooms. The Clean Lakes Alliance is constantly monitoring the health of the lakes. They have about 70 volunteers that'll measure different points on all the lakes for water quality. 4th of July weekend is Wisconsin's busiest boating holiday. In the Oshkosh area, the Fox Wolf Watershed Alliance is encouraging boaters to do their part to prevent invasive species in waterways. It's a message not only meant for regulars, but for the influx of out-of-state and new boaters as well.
You get those first-time boaters, it's really important to be making sure that they're doing their part and removing any vegetation, draining water, and that's kind of why we're out here, making sure we're talking to them.
It's important to take a look, get underneath the boat, wipe it up, pick everything off, and make sure it's clean for the next day out.
Last year, Clean Boats, Clean Waters volunteers inspected more than 9,000 boats and spoke with more than 18,000 people. It's 8:19 now on this Saturday morning. If you aren't getting out on the water, maybe you're thinking about checking out a movie this weekend. Our Will Loper has a preview of a couple of much anticipated movies opening this weekend, and that's just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday.
It's almost 8:23. Showers and thunderstorms have rolled through much of Dane County. They're heading off toward the east. The live view from the WISC Skycam shows plenty of clouds, but there have been some breaks in the overcast. You can see the first round of rain is headed off to the east. Looks like another little line of showers trying to develop from around Prairie du Sac to just north of Dodgeville. After that passes through, it looks like most of the rain will be over with. Temperatures have cooled off into the upper 60s as the showers have come through, but they've rebounded back into the 70s to the west. The air is starting to dry out, though. The dew point temperature has dropped into the mid-60s. By late afternoon, look for a high temperature of 81 degrees. It'll be partly sunny with less humidity, and that nice weather will continue into tomorrow. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thanks, Gary. 4th of July weekend is always a big weekend for moviegoers, unless you plan on using MoviePass. The struggling service alerted subscribers online to hold off on using its service. In a tweet, MoviePass said its services have been put on a temporary hold. The company blamed technical issues, but did not give any details on when it will be back up and running. But it could be weeks. MoviePass says it will credit customers for the number of days that the service is down. New in theaters this weekend, it's a psychological thriller about a midsummer festival that isn't what it seems. And Peter Parker deals with the fallout from Avengers Endgame. Will Loper has a preview of Midsummer and Spider-Man Far From Home in this morning's Loper Report.
I invited Danny to come to Sweden. You know what she's been going through.
Christian says you've got this special week planned.
It's sort of a crazy festival. Special ceremonies and dressing up.
That sounds fun.
Unbelievable.
A young couple travel to a midsummer festival in Sweden and discover the villagers there may not be what they seem.
It's like another world.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Is it scary?
What is it?
It has special properties. What?
Midsummer is rated R.
We just need to acclimate.
I don't want to acclimate. I want to go.
Absolutely not.
What's happening?
What up, dorks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo's. Oh,
I think MJ really likes me. That reminds me when I first fell in love.
You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man.
While on vacation in Europe, Spider-Man has to once again step up to save the world. This time from giant sand, lava, and water creatures.
What do you want, Peter? I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I
am Spider-Man.
No, of course I'm not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You're right, you may not be ready, but this is my responsibility. Saving the world requires sacrifice. Sometimes people die.
Oh my God.
Spider-Man Far From Home is rated PG-13.
There's much more ahead on News 3 Now. Next, we're running through this morning's top stories, including another strong earthquake in California overnight. Plus, a Portage woman says she was almost scammed by a man claiming to be Wisconsin's Powerball winner. We'll have her story and more local news just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Saturday. Right now, emergency officials are waiting to see just how bad the damage is after a second strong earthquake in as many days hit Southern California.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning. It's Saturday, July 6th. I'm Amy Reed. We'll get a check on your first alert forecast with Gary in just a second. But first, let's get you caught up on today's headlines. For the second time in 2 days, Southern California sees its strongest earthquake in decades. A 7.1 magnitude earthquake hit Ridgecrest, California overnight, the same area that saw a 6.4 magnitude earthquake on the 4th of July. The quake was felt as far away as Sacramento and Las Vegas. There are some reports of building collapses overnight, but authorities won't know the full extent of the damage until the sun comes up. President Trump says he's not ruling out an executive order to get a citizenship question on the 2020 U.S. Census. The Supreme Court ruled against that question last week after immigration rights groups filed a lawsuit saying it was discriminatory. But the Department of Justice says it's still searching for ways forward, including adding the question at a later time. Those against the question say it singles out immigrants and could lead to an inaccurate population count if people are afraid to fill out the census. The U.S. job market appears to be bouncing back. The economy added 224,000 jobs in June after a disappointing May. However, the unemployment rate also went up last month, reaching 3.7%. That's a number that's still historically low, but it's the highest it's been since March. Tariffs and rising oil prices have some analysts worried we may be in for a recession next year. Now here's meteorologist Gary Canolti with your Saturday forecast. Hey, Gary.
Amy, we had a little line of showers and thunderstorms move through the Madison area. That now extends from just north and west of Beaver Dam to the eastern portion of Jefferson County down toward Janesville. A couple of stronger thunderstorm cells could bring some brief heavy downpours. It looks like another little line of showers and thunderstorms developing over parts of Sauk County into western Dane County. Once all of this activity moves through, the weather should clear out pretty nicely. Temperatures have cooled down into the upper 60s as the rain has moved through southern Wisconsin. But notice back to the west where the sun is shining, temperatures are already in the middle 70s. The dew point temperatures, though, starting to come down as the air dries out. 65 right now, the dew point in Madison, that's down 6 degrees just in the last couple of hours. This morning, temperatures will climb to around 75 degrees. Cloudy skies, scattered showers and thunderstorm chances. But this afternoon will turn partly sunny, warm, but less humid with a high temperature of 81 degrees. As far as first alert traffic is concerned, it's the middle of a holiday weekend right now. That's the view from the Beltline of Verona Road. Traffic moving very steadily. Very little traffic out there early on a Saturday morning. Travel times right now very close to normal with travel at the posted speed limits around the Beltline. Also the interstate across Dane County. South and east of Madison, I-39-90 down toward the Illinois state line. I-94 toward Milwaukee. No problems there, as is the case with I-39 northward into central Wisconsin. I-90-94 up through the Dells and up toward Toma. That's your News 3 Now First Alert traffic.
Gary, thank you. We're following breaking news into the Channel 3000 Alert Center overnight as Madison police investigate a shooting on the city's north side. They say it happened just before midnight in the area of Packers Avenue and Warbler Lane. One person was shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the incident was isolated and there's no additional danger to the public. But anyone with information is asked to call police or the Madison area Crime Stoppers. Protests continue over the crisis at the border, and a Madison bookstore is taking matters into its own hands. News 3 Now's Jamie Perez tells us what their efforts are, how quickly it's gained momentum, and what you can do if you want to help the cause.
A Room of One's Own is known for their wide variety of books that they sell, but this weekend they're doing something that they've never done before. You can see posters all around their store that say 10% of their in-store and online sales are donated to an organization to help those imprisoned at the border.
Usually when we come in the morning, we have like 1 or 3 web orders, and this morning we came in and there were 30.
Michonne Taylor said what started as a small effort to help aid in the crisis at the border
We're just feeling really small and helpless about what's going on at the border.
quickly turned into a nationwide effort to raise thousands of dollars.
And our initial goal was to raise like $5,000 and get like maybe 5 to 10 other bookstores on board. Like 20 felt like a huge goal that we probably wouldn't reach, but like, let's go for it anyway.
By just going for it, they now have about 114 bookstores nationwide helping them raise money, all of them donating 10% or more of their sales to an organization that provides legal aid to those detained at the border.
So we're thrilled.
Sales started today officially, and already they've collectively raised more than $14,000.
We're going to be raising a lot of money. You know, like our goal right now is between $50,000 and $75,000, and we think we're confident that we're going to reach that. And we're floored. This was not something we thought was possible.
It's something that was made possible by customers like Matthew Strickland.
It's intention, right? And I think even communicating with the staff here, just thanking them for what they can do. You know, it's a choice that a bookstore can make. You know, and I think it just feels good to align yourself with where you're spending your dollars. So.
This effort is going on all weekend long, both in-store and online. We will have a link to that on our website at channel3000.com. In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
And as of this morning, that fundraiser has now brought in more than $18,000. The store is open from 10 to 8 today and from noon to 5 tomorrow. In other local news this morning, more changes coming for Madison School Board. Mary Burke announced yesterday she's stepping down from her position on the board. She's been a board member for the past 7 years, including serving as its president until Gloria Reyes took over this year. She cited personal and professional commitments for the reason she's stepping down. The board will discuss the process of filling her seat at its meeting Monday. A fire that left an Edgerton area family without a home is being ruled an accident. The fire happened just after midnight yesterday morning in the town of Fulton. It left significant damage, including a car inside the garage. Overnight, the Edgerton Fire Department told News 3 Now that the investigation into the fire is closed and the fire was accidental. Nobody was injured. Lots of parents like sharing pictures of their kids on social media, but there's one Facebook page in particular that has families in southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois concerned. That page has hundreds of photos of kids that were publicly posted on Facebook. Candace Rivera was one of those parents to see pictures of her kids posted. She says when she reached out to the owner of the page and told them to stop, more pictures appeared. Police in Beloit say there's not much they can do.
It was kind of like what the heck, what's going on? Why does this person have photos of me and my family?
If people have pictures on Facebook, Facebook's a social media platform designed for photos to be shared. Unfortunately for parents who want police action, a page like this isn't in of itself illegal.
Police say the page is legal because the pictures that are being posted were all publicly posted before. If parents are concerned, police suggest checking their privacy settings and making sure they're only sharing pictures with friends. A Portage woman says she came close to being scammed by someone pretending to be the Wisconsin lottery winner. Shirley Hole reached out to someone claiming to be Manuel Franco, the winner of the Powerball in April. The stranger offered her $100,000 over the phone, and she believed him. All she had to do was purchase an iTunes gift card and give him the number. This is when Hole caught on because she had been scammed in a similar situation before, and it's a scam that the Better Business Bureau says happens regularly. The purpose of the scam is to get someone to hand over hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
The bottom line is to, never pay money to get money, never pay money in an untraceable method or to a stranger. And lastly, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
The Better Business Bureau says to never give money to a stranger through an untraceable method like buying gift cards or wire transfers because you will most likely never see that money again. If you are contacted by a stranger claiming to give you money, BBB recommends to always double check their credentials before handing your money over. The Milwaukee man accused of killing his son over a piece of cheesecake is being denied a lower bond. Travis Stackhouse is accused of beating his 5-year-old son to death after getting upset about the boy eating his Father's Day cheesecake. He initially told police the boy fell down the stairs. Stackhouse said he wanted his $100,000 bond reduced so he could attend his son's funeral. That request was denied yesterday. The court commissioner says the bottom line is he can't make decisions based on Stackhouse's desire to attend the funeral and instead had to consider the alleged crime and the protection of the community. Surveillance video from inside a southeastern Wisconsin mall captures a wild shoplifting incident. This is at the North Face store at the Pleasant Prairie Premium Outlets. Police call it a mob shoplifting incident taking less than 30 seconds. 10 men stormed into the store, 9 of them grabbing clothes off the racks, sprinting out and getting away with more than $30,000 in merchandise. Police say they're investigating if this incident is related to other similar ones in the area. In sports, the U.S. women's national team is preparing for its 4th straight World Cup final appearance. With 24 goals adding up to 6 victories, Team USA seems poised to play its way into World Cup history. The team edged past Spain, knocked out host nation France, and beat England to make its way into the finals against the Netherlands. A celebration against England by co-captain Alex Morgan stirred a bit of controversy.
It wasn't a hit to England in any way. There is some sort of double standard for females in sports to feel like we have to be humble in our successes and have to celebrate, but not too much.
The United States and Netherlands will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. If the U.S. does go all the way, it will join Germany as the only team to win the tournament twice in a row. Up next, every little incentive can help when it comes to motivating college students facing challenges not to give up. We'll show you how a unique online game is pushing students to succeed with a big reward at the end. That's when News 3 Now This Morning Saturday returns.
Time now, 8:43. Some showers moving through parts of southern Wisconsin. Not a lot of lightning left with them, but the heavier showers are just north of Columbus. Looks like one just south of Janesville and another one right around Prairie du Sac. Everything moving off toward the east at about 30 miles per hour. Temperatures right now in the upper 60s here in Madison, where the rain has moved through and cooled things off a little bit, but already temperatures have rebounded into the mid to upper 70s over southwestern Wisconsin. Dew point temperatures starting to come down in the wake of the rain. That will make it feel much less humid this afternoon. Temperatures will climb to around 81 for a high today. Tomorrow will be around 80 with sunny skies. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. For a significant number of college students, success can be touch and go. Jeff Nguyen shows us a new game that's putting graduation within reach.
Angel Salvador was spending about 5 hours a day on a public bus to get to class, losing precious time he would typically use to study.
It was very stressful and difficult.
So much so, he contemplated dropping out of Cal State University Dominguez Hills. In 2017, more than 20% of the freshman class at the Carson, California campus dropped out.
And you start racking up points.
So the university is testing a pilot program called Charge On. It's a web and texting campaign that uses gaming skills to guide students through academic, financial, and even health concerns.
How to deal with your stress, taking care of yourself. There's one about helping you with your resume.
The program is managed through USC's School of Education, which aims to expand it to more campuses in the future.
If you can support a first-generation student in persisting through the first semester of college, their likelihood of graduating goes up substantially.
Charge On feels like a game by offering points every time a student uses it. They can earn gift cards and other rewards. The ultimate prize, a $1,000 scholarship. Angel Salvador was one of the big winners. So, what did you do with your scholarship money?
I got a car.
Students in the program say it's powerful because help is at their fingertips 24/7.
It gives me strength to be able to continue pushing and pushing so that in the end I can graduate from this institution with my major in political science.
Which Angel says is an absolute game changer. Jeff Nguyen, CBS News, Carson, California.
Well, Gary had some of the best news of the morning. The humidity we've been dealing with for most of the week is finally on its way out. He'll have your full forecast next on News 3 Now This Morning, Saturday. But first, it's July 6th. Let's take a look at who's 3 today. Happy birthday to Isla and Ragnar. If you have a kid who's turning 3 soon, send their name and picture to us at News 3 Now, and we'll share it on their photo in the morning. Happy birthday.
Some showers continue to move through southern Wisconsin. Looks like a little heavier cell between Janesville and Beloit. Another one over toward Watertown and another one up around Randolph. Looks like another little cell trying to develop around Mazomanie and Cross Plains. Brief heavy rain as these storms move through, but they're moving at about 30 miles per hour. That's about how far they'll move at a half hour. So they're moving at a pretty good clip. Shouldn't dump too much rain. There has been some heavier rainfall in parts of northern Saw County, maybe as much as 2 inches of rain there, but it looks like things are starting to clear out, at least to the west. And you can see back to the northwest, Minnesota now rain-free. Most of the rain now starting to end. So I think by afternoon, the rain should be gone and sun should be out, and that'll warm temperatures up. We've dropped to 69 with the rain here in Madison. Notice it is a little cooler to the north and west now as winds start to shift to a more northerly direction, and some of that drier air is starting to be pulled southward. Dew point 72 in Rockford. That's where we were earlier today. Now 65 in Madison, 59 in Marshfield, and 60 in Eau Claire. So that air is starting to dry out. The live view from the Quebe Radio Skycam Platteville, mostly cloudy skies, but a few breaks of, in the clouds out to the west. You can see the WISC Skycam now starting to turn cloudy again. We did have some sunshine earlier. Temperature right now 69 in Madison. Winds, though, have shifted to the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Again, that dew point temperature has dropped off to 65. Across the Midwest, you can see the jet stream right overhead, but that's going to move these showers and storms out pretty quickly and allow some drier air out to the west to move in. Once this low pressure system clears by, wind shift around to the north, and we should be looking at a dry rest of the weekend. So shower and thunderstorm chances this morning. Temperatures getting up to around 75 by lunchtime, but this afternoon will turn partly sunny and warm, but less humid. High temperature at 81 degrees. For tonight, look for skies to become mostly clear. A comfortable night, low temperature dropping off to 57. It's been a while since we've been that cool at night. And then look for a high of 80 tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, but low humidity. On future track, the rain moves out. Skies clear out this afternoon, highs lower 80s. Tonight, low temperatures in the 50s with mostly clear skies and plenty of sunshine for tomorrow. High temperatures around 80 degrees. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures, lower 80s to start the week. A little warm up midweek with some humidity leading to a thunderstorm chance from late Tuesday into Wednesday. A little drop in the humidity Thursday and Friday, and then more heat and humidity build for next weekend with high temperatures in the middle to upper 80s. Trixie in Janesville, that's our pet walk for today. 79 the temperature at 3 p.m. Trixie, though, will be enjoying the lower humidity more than the warm temperatures.
As will I, me and Trixie. Probably you too.
Well, go for a walk then.
Well, you know what our morning looks like? We want to see what your morning looks like. Kevin sent us this photo of the storms rolling through Argyle. Very ominous, as Gary said earlier. Thank you for sharing, Kevin. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on Channel 3000 Facebook page or on Twitter using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We'll share our favorites right here on News 3 Now This Morning. Just ahead on News 3 Now This Morning, we're into the final weekend at Summerfest, but it's not just big names like Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne, and Billie Eilish taking the stage over the next couple days. We introduce you to 2 local artists hoping to make a name for themselves. We're back in a moment.
Not
Finally, this morning, Summerfest is wrapping up this weekend, and aside from the headliners, it's a big opportunity for some local artists to make a name for themselves.
Jacqueline Abad has a story from Milwaukee.
Meet Kevin and Will Bush, two brothers. And together they make up the band Immortal Girlfriend.
What music was to us at the time was like this unending relationship, so it's kind of like an immortal girlfriend.
They describe their music as synth-based, electronic with a lot of retro-inspired sounds. This is their song, Daybreak. They were helping other artists create music when they decided to make a band of their own.
Will was writing all these songs.
Yeah.
And then I came along and added some production.
They won the 2018 Radio Milwaukee Music Award for Band of the Year.
They've supported us since day one.
From my perspective, from my desk, it's just a matter of time before those guys are quote-unquote blowing up.
They are one of 7 artists from Milwaukee in the Summerfest Emerging Artists Series.
When you become part of the series, you know, you become part of the history.
The series started 14 years ago, and artists like Immortal Girlfriend and Amanda Huff are in good company.
Borns, Marilyn Morris, ex-ambassadors, Walk the Moon, Walk Off the Earth.
This is the second time Immortal Girlfriend will be performing on a Summerfest stage.
This time around, we're going into it with the mindset of just having fun above it. Everything else is just trying to go out there and just put on a really good show.
And if you want to check that out, it's a great day to do that.
Yeah, I think most of the showers and thunderstorms will be out of the Milwaukee area by early to mid-afternoon. You can see them heading in that direction right now. There's one other batch that's kind of developed across northwestern Dane County. But again, they're moving pretty quickly. So once they move on out, the temperatures rebound already. You can see out to the west, they're in the mid to upper 70s over far southwestern Wisconsin. The temperatures today up to 81 with the rain ending and turning partly sunny this afternoon. 80 for high tomorrow with low humidity, and 82 with low humidity on Monday. Then by Tuesday, we could see a thunderstorm chance in the afternoon as humidity starts to return a little bit, leading to some scattered showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. A little drop in the humidity for Thursday and Friday, but then we set up for a warm and humid weekend with highs mid to upper 80s, heat index values in the 90s, and just slight chances for thunderstorms as sometimes it gets almost too warm to get storms to develop. So that'll be the case next weekend.
Sure thing. Just tune here if you want to know more. Thanks for joining us. Have a great Saturday.